All right, guys. So is it time to panic sell Cornerstone or buy the dip? Let's go ahead and get into that in this video. So I earn over 100,000 per year in dividends at this channel, as you know, and that number is actually growing because I've been using the opportunity, the weakness as an opportunity to buy on the dip and add to my income. I just get stronger in downturns. My performance and value shows that I'm up 20% for the year still, 21%, still beating the S&P by a handful. Now tomorrow that's going to change because we're down 15K today on another down day in Cornerstone. So that means if you divide that by 4 roughly, you'll see that my percentage basis point there will be about 4% of basis points that I lose in performance. So I should be up about 16% as of tomorrow. But then we're going to get the dividend from Cornerstone at the end of the month, and that's going to help bring up performance again and the special drip, which for those of you who don't know at this channel, Cornerstone is the only company that I know of that does this special drip. So I'm only in this fund for the drip and for the fact that it's 5 stars. See, I'm going to show you the drip, but first let me show you the uh, the ratings here on Morningstar. Cohen and Steers RMP, I just added this today because it's 5 star. I'm only following the star rankings, guys. Okay, so CRF, I heard that dropped from down 5 stars to now down it's only 4 stars. Yeah, that's true. It's only 4 stars now, but that's still really hard to find. And look at how much money it made over the last 10 years, almost 50 grand, around 50 grand. So that's still beating everything that I know, including the S&P, which made 40 grand if you type that in on a chart here. So that's why I'm in Cornerstone. I don't work for Cornerstone. I don't have any affinity for Cornerstone. I have no love for a piece of paper, a stock paper. There are no emotions in investing. I only follow Cornerstone for its ratings and its special drip. See, market price 692, and then look at the NAV price 634. So when this reloads, my phone always does this, sorry. CRF, okay, $6 market price, okay, but look at the NAV price, 663, 652, 642. So these are all massive gains. Well, now they're showing only 4%, 6%, 7%, but just a month ago, you saw they were about 28% gains, massive gains. But yes, Cornerstone's had a pullback recently. But what else, what other fund do you know of that gives a 21% dividend and drips it down at the NAV for extra gains every month? Plus, you get days gains potential. And I've said this for about 6 months straight. Now we're getting days gains losses on the other direction. So you can't really hate me for doing so well in a fund for the last 6 months. I was up 50% in one of my videos. I showed you how I'm adding put protection in Cornerstone. I was up 50% and my account was at 500,000. And I was shorting Cornerstone then, actually, just as a hedge. I still believed in it. I knew it was going to fall because the market was at the highs. Clients call me all the time from Discord. Hey, should we buy more Cornerstone, or should I put all my money in Cornerstone? How much money should I put in Cornerstone? I always say that's a tough decision to make. You know, everyone has to make their own decision for themselves. I put my whole portfolio in it. Does it mean that you should follow? I mean, it's up to you. It depends on your goals and your risk tolerances, but when I sell my e-guides on Cornerstone, I talk about how to play it properly through the rights offering. I don't talk about the div reset month in October because usually that's a non-event. We've had, every October I've been in Cornerstone, I haven't seen this kind of sell-off, but we're seeing a combination of other factors at play. Like you're seeing GOF down 8% today, GOF, okay, and Cornerstone owns some closed-end funds in it too. So I think the reason why Cornerstone's falling, as you see GOF here down 9%, is not only because some of its holdings are linked to these closed-end funds, a small percentage. I mean, we're talking 99% of their portfolio is equities, which I've been showing on Discord. See, equity securities, 99.5. All right. I've been very active on Discord. All the haters on YouTube, of course, want to say that the sky is falling and I'm losing my you know what, but I haven't. I mean, yes, I'm losing money, but look, I've been very active in the Cornerstone section here because I don't leave any man behind. You guys are like my family on Discord. We have over 500 members here. So I'm looking after you guys, and I've just been with you guys all along here trying to document what's been happening in my portfolio. I've been showing you charts, how much I'm down in a given day. These are the charts I'm putting up there. I could keep going, but this is probably going to make you just get annoyed because the video is not vertical. You'll have another complaint of some sort to make. So, um, you know, to me, Cornerstone is, there's nothing wrong happening here. It's just that the premiums were so high that the premiums to NAV had run up so much, 30% roughly, that I was getting on my drips. We're in the high 20s in the premium range on Cornerstone, whereas the S&P was only at up 12%. So I think that Cornerstone was just was getting ahead of itself, right? Because Cornerstone's a great fund. But look at the S&P, it's only up 14%. So I think Cornerstone's trying to fall somewhere in line with the S&P because that's what it tracks mainly. So to me, again, this is just, we've had a great year. You can't complain. Now, if you just bought into Cornerstone, when the market's been pulling back, that's, I can't help that. Cornerstone's still collecting the drip, still giving me a 21% dividend, even if they cut by a penny or so, which is what many people are expecting. My income's going to barely budge. And like I said, I'm just using these opportunities to grow my income. My income now, it was 150, now it's 160. So I'm going to keep doing this in my life. I'm going to keep living free. I'm in Geneva right now. I've also been really sick. I didn't want to say that because I thought that Shill and some of these other haters that love to get on YouTube, I thought they would have just said I was making excuses, because they love to say anything. These haters on YouTube are something else. And I love your participation. Don't get me wrong, but the way that you participate, it's so emotional. uh, it makes me laugh. Okay, I just sit back and laugh all the time because I'm from the Warren Buffett camp. You don't think that he has investments that he's down in sometimes? Do you see him panicking? No. Okay, and I never panic because I know that my dividends are going to cash flow my investment. Unlike Warren Buffett, you never know if his investment can come back. But he has special advantages. He buys like preferred shares and stuff, so he has that inside edge where he feels confident. I'm always confident in my dividend plays because, again, the dividends will cash flow the investment over time. So 21% dividend, where else can you go? It's Tina. I've been saying this on Discord every day, last couple days. Tina, there is no alternative. Okay, where else are you going to go besides Cornerstone? Okay, it's indexed, 21% dividend, drips down at the NAV. No other fund drips down at the NAV like that. Look at my past videos. I was up 30% in those drip gain shares, thousands and thousands of dollars in those drip gain those drip shares. So where else could I have gone? I mean, even though I knew that the div reset month was coming in October, I simply shorted. Okay, I had 20,000 Cornerstone short, and I've been showing you guys the short. I closed half of my shorts yesterday, and I still have some shorts on today as a small recourse. I'm probably never going to close this because you just never know. I always keep my short on, but you guys don't understand. The reason why I keep the shorts on is to raise my available. Everyone thought I was silly when I was shorting. Even Clint, the professed god of the seas, the Cornerstone funds, the guy who taught me a lot of what I know, he was ridiculing me for boxing my positions on Cornerstone. And all I did was raise my equity. When you box your positions, you raise your equity. So, and you live the FIRE lifestyle, financially independent, retire early. I'm in Geneva right now. And again, I would make a video right now of where I'm at, but I'm really sick. Okay. So I've been trying to just get through this sickness that I have. It's kind of chilly out here. I caught a cold and I don't know. I don't know what else happened, but I'm very sick. So look at CLM. Look at these box positions, 5%. So not only does the short help you, it also raises your available withdrawal. Okay, this 5% lowers your maintenance from 30 to 5, which raises your available withdrawal. And this is all that I care about. This available withdrawal number is how you live freely. I spend out of this. I can swipe my E-Trade card, go wherever I want in the world. I can buy cars, clothes, shoes, hotels, whatever, buy a house with margin. And as long as my available withdrawal stays high, I'm good. And Cornerstone is low maintenance, 30% maintenance. As I've showed you just now, I showed you that it's 30% maintenance, whereas Yieldmax funds are 50% maintenance. So 30% maintenance, where else are you going to go besides 30% maintenance with the 21% dividend? Now, if prices fall in between, then look, I was at 500,000, now I'm at 400,000. Am I complaining about that? No, because what could I have done with that 100,000? Buy a car, buy clothes. You're not supposed to, when you invest that money, you're not supposed to spend with it. You're supposed to only invest with money you don't need, as they say. I had one client say, well, what if someone's unlucky and they have to pull their money out? Okay, what if someone has to pull their money out of the market, and it's not a good time for them, and they lose? Well, you're not supposed to do that when you invest. I don't care who you are, what your situation is. You only invest with money that you don't need. Okay, for me, I'm living out of my account, but I don't need to buy nice things because that doesn't make you happy. So all I need is a high available withdrawal, which is still really high. I mean, this has to go to zero before I'm in a margin call. So, I mean, what, 30% maintenance? I bought more Cornerstone today. As you can see, look at my margin down below. Sorry for scrolling. I'm on my phone. Sure, there's a lot of people who love to say something about that. Again, I'm not treating YouTube as a job. Okay, I'm doing this on my phone wherever I want, whenever I can. And right now I'm sick, so you're lucky that I'm even doing this. I feel. Okay, so 200, because I owe everything to Discord. The 500 members on Discord, that's the only people I owe. Okay, I don't owe anyone on YouTube anything. I'm not doing a service for you. All right, like this is not some public service thing. Someone told me once, oh, Clint would never charge for his services. Clint, the guy who taught me about Cornerstone. Well, I charge for my services because I'm using YouTube. Clint never made videos. All right, so when you're making videos every day, time is money and energy is money, honestly. So I don't have any time anymore because I'm making YouTube videos and it takes all my energy. And I especially can't answer all your questions in emails or comments, especially the negative ones, the emotional ones that no one cares about and doesn't help you make any money in investing. I just make my e-guides. I didn't start the channel with e-guides. I started the channel just to stay accountable to myself. All of a sudden, all these people had questions, so I made the e-guides, and then they wanted more. They wanted the alert for the rights offering announcements, so I started Discord with them. Uh, so now we're on Discord, and I've gotten some comments there like, well, it would have been nice to have known about the div reset month in October. Well, again, I've been in Cornerstone for a while and I've never had this issue during October, nothing like this. And I think, again, that's because the premiums were so high. I think you guys got to understand that we were at the party for too long. Okay, everyone was drinking the Kool-Aid on Cornerstone, getting the drips, getting the high premiums, and they just thought it would go up forever and ever just because I said so. I never said it would keep going up. I said that, and I never said to buy now. I just say this is what's getting me my performance. So I've added to my margin 226,000. Okay, I was at like 180 yesterday, but I've been buying more Cornerstone. So pretty much I've bought 40 grand of Cornerstone and rose my income, okay, by about 10K. So I'm just going to keep getting stronger and stronger as the market pulls back because that's what I have margin for. I have almost $1 million of purchasing power. Well, I did. Now I have about 700,000. Big deal. I was never going to use the 1 million. I was just going to use a fraction the whole time. So what could I have done with 500,000 that I can't do with 400,000? Okay, you guys got to really understand ego and materialism. All right, you're not supposed to need the money that you invest with. Okay, so you put your money away to invest. You're supposed to hold it for a lifetime, let it grow for a lifetime. Think long term. 21% dividends, cash flow it over time. I know a lot of you guys again are still feeling the heat because you probably just started your position in Cornerstone, so you're just down in it and you haven't collected as many drips as you would like yet. So you don't quite understand how good this fund can be to you if you just hold it for 5 years. 20% dividend, 5 years. That's 100% payback. Plus you get the drip. Okay, so that pays you back even faster. Your payback period goes down to like 4 years or something like that. What other investment do you know cash flows that fast? Now, I know you like the high flying stocks and you like to look at charts that move upward, left to right. Okay, and they look sexy and you think making money is linear, but honestly, the real estate people that I know of make more money than anyone that I know, and that's because they go with the cash flow model. And so, meet Kevin. He has a YouTube channel. He's the one who taught me that even when you invest in a house and you lose, you don't care because if it's a 15-year mortgage or a 30-year mortgage, the renter just keeps paying the rent, and you eventually cash flow that property. So you don't care if the housing price goes up or down, the market price. What could you do with it? You don't want to sell it because then you have to pay taxes and you have to find more renters and you lose your cash flow. So this is my strategy. I'm not investing in stocks for the linear gains. Those are just icing on the cake, just like the drip is icing on the cake. Okay, the premiums and drip icing on the cake. Cornerstone, you make 50% gains a year, 20% dividend, 30% premiums on average, plus the drip. But those are just icing on the cake. I'm really going for the 21% dividend and that drip to help me lower uh, my payback period. Okay, it's not so much about the gains. So Cornerstone, once again, I think it got ahead of itself. Okay, 30% premiums it had recently when the S&P was only up 12%. The Nasdaq was up about 30, but I think it should have fallen more in line with something like the S&P, and that's where we're at right now. If you go to a chart of CLM, okay, you'll see that it's looking like it's approaching a bottom here, a triple bottom, because we had a bottom in 2023. We had the January lows, the March lows, and now we're back at those lows. See, 2023 lows, March lows, and now we're back at those lows. We even surpassed those. But again, funds like GOF and other bond funds are kind of blowing up right now, so that might be adding to the volatility of Cornerstone. So, I mean, who could have predicted all this? GOF is a 5-star fund. Okay, am I to blame for GOF's problems? No. All I am is an investor who goes for 5-star rankings on Morningstar. Okay, what else would you do as an investor? Would you just go? I mean, if you're trying to have dividends, all right, wouldn't you want to pick the 4 and 5-star funds? I mean, yeah. So that's what I did. And wouldn't you think bonds would stabilize your account? Yes, typically, you know, most people have bonds to stabilize their portfolio, but this this year with rising rates and last year, this has been an unprecedented time for most of these bond funds because some of them haven't even been traded. GOF was what around since 2008, and rates were still really low around that time. So there's no precedent for how these will act when rates rise. I've been investing for 20 years, and I haven't been in a high interest rate environment. So I don't, and these funds again weren't created around that time. So I don't know how they're going to act, and there's no precedent once again. So I reduced all those positions down to 1,000 when they started acting kind of sketchy about a month ago. I put them all in Discord. You can track my portfolio on Discord. I've been showing all of my trades lately. Portfolio recap, where is it at? Right here. I put my portfolio on there and all my trades whenever you need them, okay? And I showed you that I sold GOF and I put them all at 1,000. I removed all these funds. See, GOF's at 1,000. I put them all in my riskier categories, okay? All my risky funds are at 1,000. The mid, you know, mid-level funds that I think are not as risky, but right in between, I keep at about 5,000. And then I keep the portion of everything in Cornerstone. Because why? Because I think Cornerstone is the best. I mean, yes, in my opinion, I think it's the best. But the reason why I put it 500,000 in Cornerstone is why? Can anyone answer really fast? Because of the maintenance, okay? Because of the fire lifestyle, okay? If you're gonna live financially free and travel the world, okay, and do whatever you want in life and be free, you have to go with low maintenance names. And that's what CLM and CRF are. They have low maintenance, 30% maintenance, which I already showed you as I, told you that I boxed Cornerstone. Okay, but look at this maintenance, 30% and 20% dividends. So for every 100,000 that I put into Cornerstone, only 30,000 of my equity is taken up. So when I bought about, let's say $20,000 of Cornerstone recently, whatever, 40,000, my available withdrawal barely moved, okay? Because every 1,000 I buy of Cornerstone only takes up $300 of this available withdrawal. So I get to add to my income and make more money every month and qualify to banks, which I also just took out another loan for today. I just requested a loan. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm getting the loan from qualifying income from Cornerstone, okay? Well, from all of my dividend plays. And so this is the way to live free and really level up is with loans, with qualifying income that these funds provide you. And this is how you live free at 37. Okay, I don't want to work till I'm 67 or 77, all right, and then finally be free. I want to do it now. So the way you do it now is through watching your available withdrawal number and buying low maintenance funds. Again, SPY is low maintenance. SPY is 30%. but SBY doesn't pay a dividend. And when it falls in the 2022 bear market, it never could pay your bills, all right, or give you qualifying income for banks. Cornerstone, I outperformed in 2022, as you see by my 3-year stats on past videos. So, still, Tina, there is no alternative. Okay, Tina. All right, so I stay in Cornerstone. Yes, it would have been nice to have known that it would fall that much on the div reset month of October, but would I have done anything about it? No, because I don't want to lose income and I don't time. The only thing I would have done is short a bit more. I had 20,000 short. I would have shorted a bit more than that. Again, everyone ridiculed me for that, but all it did was protect me from the downside and it raised my equity, okay? It raised my available withdrawal so I could actually travel more and do more stuff. And I had to pay the dividend on the short side, but it was an arbitrage opportunity because the dividend was around 17% at the time, whereas the drip dividends were 21 on the long side. The short dividend I had to pay 17% on, once again, because the market price had gone up so much, the dividend was only yielding 17. So I had to pay that out in shorts, but I was getting 21% from the longs. And the interest that I was charged on these shorts is 3% lower than my margin interest, which also Clint said I was a fool for doing. He said my interest would go up to, like, it would skyrocket, but it didn't. It actually has gone down. My maintenance levels for Cornerstone have gone down to about 3%. I could probably even find that here for you if you're still interested. So everything that Clint's been saying, all he ever says to me is the math on Cornerstone and to stick with it, and it's a good fun, and I really appreciate him for it. But he's never taught me how to actually trade my way through margin and to live financially free. I hear he uses margin, but he doesn't have any resources on that. And so I know Clint's a great guy, but you have to. I think he's an older guy, and I'm 37. I want to live free now. Okay, so if we go to view all here, you can see all my trades that I made today. And RMP, the fund that you saw me buy today, I bought 3K, sold 2K, all right, because Cornerstone got cheaper and cheaper. But I mean, again, I'm just following RMP because it's 5-star rated. What else would you do? And it has a 10% dividend. Let's see if we can do short sell located because and maintenance change. Let's see. Rate change for hard to borrow security. Let's check this out. Ready? CLM 3%. All right. So that's for all the guys who thought that my interest was going to skyrocket. It's lower than my margin interest of 6%, which is ridiculous. I mean, 6% margin interest, that means I can add add my margin, increase my income however I want, whenever I want. All right. And I mean, that's a great life. Okay. I don't care about market prices going up or down. Again, what could I do with 500,000 that I can't do with 400,000? What could I do with 400,000 that I can't do with 500,000? It's just 100,000 doesn't change my lifestyle one bit. Okay. So I can just keep adding more debt, but you don't want to add too much. That's in my margin e-guide. I have 4 e-guides. Volume 1, fundamental analysis. Volume 2, technical analysis. Volume 3, how to use margin, live financially free out of your brokerage account. And volume 4 is how to play Cornerstone properly. All right. Again, I didn't mention the October reset month in those e-guides because to me it's been a non-factor, and usually it doesn't have this big of a pullback. It's just that we got ahead of ourselves drinking the Kool-Aid. All right. I think more and more people are finding out about the NAV and Cornerstone, and they're not selling their drip shares, and it's keeping the premiums underneath it. I don't know why it got so ahead of itself, but Cornerstone was way ahead of itself once again, and I think it's just pulling back to its more reasonable level of around where the S&P is trading at. All right. So in the meantime, this debt of 226,000, it's going to get paid off in less than 2 years. And my interest on it is so low that I can keep adding more and increasing my income. And that's all that matters, increasing my income, because now I can use that cash flow to travel the world, get more loans, buy anything I want. Honestly, it's been the greatest life ever since I found out about the margin lifestyle, using the dividends to pay back your margin. And also those dividends qualify to the banks for loans, which gives you more money to put in your account. And then you can invest that at a higher rate. So this is how I'm feeling about Cornerstone, guys. I hope it's not sounding too personal, but you got to understand from my point of view, okay? There should be no emotions in investing. I think that the people that are upset with Cornerstone are the people who just bought it while the market was pulling back from the highs, or while Cornerstone had really high premiums. They just either bought it or they don't have the special drip on. okay, because they don't have a brokerage that can give them a special drip. I don't know. That's just my sense of what's going on. I've told all the clients, hey, buy, scale in, see how it works, scale in, scale in, scale in. You never buy all at once. You buy in positions. So that's with anything, because you never know how anything's going to work. So that's what I did today. I scaled into Cornerstone on the dips. I didn't just double down. I bought 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. And I'm going to continue to do that. Tomorrow, if we fall some more, I'm going to continue to add more. I'm going to pick away, pick away. So, and I'm just going to grow my income each time I do it. So I don't want to talk too long because I don't want to make the video too long. It'll discourage you from clicking. Also, I don't owe anyone this video. All I owe this video to is myself and my Discord members, okay? Which, again, we're over 500 strong, and I love you guys so much. And it's been really nice hanging with you guys. I've been really sick, so you've been keeping me company. And also, just I have no one else to care about except for you and my family. I also keep my mom and dad in Cornerstone. I keep them on, and my mom's in almost full margin. And so as long as everyone's okay and we're all living the financially free lifestyle in my family, then that's all that I care about. And on Discord, I want you guys to do the same. So Cornerstone, again, once again, look, I mean, there are the lows, and I think it just got ahead of itself. I think a bounce is coming soon. Look, we're deeply oversold. All right, but I'm not making any predictions. All right, everyone's gonna ask when I get off the video, what's wrong with Cornerstone? Look at the premiums. I'm still up 20%. Cornerstone, the market's up 15%. We're up 20. Cornerstone still has some pretty nice premiums. And so to me, because if you've been collecting the dividends, collecting the drips, collecting the dividends, you're not really showing it in the day's gains, okay, and realized losses here. You see I'm down 100K, but it's not really indicative of what I'm truly down, truly up. Because look, you see I'm down, 100 grand. Most of that being Cornerstone. Let's see. Scroll over to the right. Cornerstone, we're down about, so it's about 90 grand, it looks like, of Cornerstone, something like that. So you also have to have a total approach. I've been buying other funds that move upward, left to right, by the way. Like today, I've been buying more USA. I've been buying STK, ASG. All right, so these funds move upward, left to right. They look really cheap on the chart. I've been buying Fangu, TQQ, and they've been saving me during this down move. I mean, in a situation where Cornerstone decays, you have to offset that decay with upward, left, and moving right names, and I put that in my margin e-guide. USA looks really cheap here, so I added to that today, again, to offset the issues from Cornerstone. Also ASG, and I've always known Cornerstone would decay. Okay, look at the chart. I just, it's not a bad thing that it decays. You just have to play that properly, play the rights offering properly. Can we have played the div reset better? Again, I don't think so. I mean, you could have tried to sell, but then you would have lost your income and qualifying income and your drip. So I just shorted and hedged it and raised my income, raised my available withdrawal, and protected myself somewhat to the downside. Am I trying to protect the whole downside? Are people going to laugh at me on YouTube because I lost some money in the meantime, in the near term? I don't care. The market's been pulling back, so we're pulling back with it. I don't need money. I don't care about the cosmetics. I don't need linear gains, because banks don't take linear gains. They don't take trading gains. They don't take UPRO gains, SPY gains. They only take dividends or pay stubs. So as long as that's going uninterrupted, I mean, my lifestyle is working out just fine. You have to learn to get over your fluctuations in your account. When you're down money, or even when you're up money, you have to just not have any emotion on either direction. Okay, you just have to keep collecting the dividends, keep collecting the dividends. All right, so if you need any help doing what I'm doing out of my account, email me for my e-guides at akintosh48@gmail.com. If you like the video, click like or subscribe. But if you don't like the video, I don't care. I'm doing this for myself and my Discord members. And I'll talk to you soon. Maybe.